everyone is sitting. We're here. Let's take a moment to get into the space. Feel free to lower your gaze, soften your gaze. If it feels safe, if it feels okay, you can close your eyes. We're just going to take a moment to just be in this space, right? Let go of anything outside of this room. Let this be your time for movement, your time to connect with your breath, with your mind, with your body. And then we'll inhale to the count of 4. And exhale to the count of 4. Inhale to the count of 4. And exhale to the count of 4. Continue this on your own breath. Lengthening the inhales as long as you feel fit. And lengthening the exhales as long as it feels right for you. And as you breathe, maybe soften your jaw, soften your stomach, soften your shoulders. And if there's an intention that you want to bring into class, something that you want to bring into class, something that you want to get out of class today, feel free to think of what that is. And I offer up the intention of gratitude. Whether that's gratitude for our minds, gratitude for a person, gratitude for our bodies, or just gratitude for the fact that we are here and we are breathing. And then we'll seal our intention with a nice cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Beautiful. Y'all go ahead and blink your eyes open. We're going to actually come up standing onto our mats to get into some standing poses. And anytime, you don't have to feel silly to do the HA breath, because that kind of brings in a stimulation of the vagus nerve, which helps with the parasympathetic rest and digest. So make some noise if that feels good for you. Okay, so feet about 2 fist distance apart, toes facing front. So our ankles are right underneath like our sit bones to feel nice and grounded. So see if you could just kind of sway back and forth. And notice what that feels like, shifting your weight from side to side. And then shift your weight from front to back. And notice what that feels like. And then maybe come into circles. And then shift your way until you feel your weight evenly distributed between both feet. So where's that center point? And sometimes you can shift it smaller and smaller and smaller until we find that center point. Awesome. And then when you get that center point, lift your toes off the ground and then see if you can one by one, the pinky, the second toe, the middle toe, all the way down to the first toe. And it might be easier and it might be hard. It doesn't matter. It's okay. Do that again. Lift your toes off the ground and see if you can go pinky slowly all the way. It's kind of frustrating sometimes, but it's okay. Let's do the opposite way. Lift your toes and see if you can do your big toe and then your other toes. And notice like sometimes we try to do these things with our hands. See if you can relax your hands, lift your toes, try it one more time. Try to do your big toe, middle toe, pinky toe. Yeah, and then just shake it out, let it go. It's fine if we did it or if we didn't do it. It's about kind of getting grounded, right? Anytime that we can feel our feet on the ground or our hands on the ground, it helps us ground down. All right, so we'll inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. And then see if you can imagine that there's sand in your back pockets, so your tailbone drops slightly. And that helps lengthen the lower back. And then see if you can bring your pinkies in towards each other. Yes, good adjustments, y'all. Beautiful. Inhale, fill up with air. Exhale, release your hands to the ground slowly, slowly, slowly. Feel the air between your fingertips. One of the beautiful things about yoga is we kind of get connected to the small things, right? So many times, like how many times have we lifted our arms up and brought them down without thinking about the air between our fingertips? All right, let's do that one more time. Inhale, bring up towards the sky. And then slowly and mindfully open your arms, release them down, all the way by your side, feeling the air. Beautiful. This time, inhale, reach your hands up towards the sky. And I'm going to mirror you. Go ahead and grab onto your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale, find some length. And as you exhale, lean over to the right. And just feel the openness in your side body. And you don't have to force it. It doesn't matter how far you go or how far you don't go. It's just a way of connecting. See if you can root down in your left foot and maybe wiggle your fingers up high. Yeah, so we're connecting to the ground, connecting to the sky. Inhale, back up. Switch out your wrists. Find some length. And then exhale, lean over towards the opposite side. Stretching out our side bodies. And then rooting down into the ground with our right foot, maybe wiggling our fingertips. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, slow and mindful. Arms come down by the side. And then we'll just take a moment to just notice, what did that do to your body? What sensations did you feel? Do you feel constriction? Do you feel a lengthening? Do you feel nothing? All of it's welcome, right? It's just about noticing what's going on in our bodies. Because the more that we can notice what's going on in our bodies, the more we can be connected to that interoceptive awareness, right? I'm hungry, I'm full, I need to go to the bathroom. All of these things are important to come back. All right. So, shake it out. We're gonna come into some shoulder rolls. We carry a lot of attention in our shoulders, right? Typing on our computers, looking at our phones, driving our cars. So bring your shoulders up towards your ears, roll them back, and then bring them forward. Bring them up towards your ears, roll them back, bring them forward. And then smooth the circles out, go at your own pace. And you can lengthen the hold if like one place feels really nice. You can kind of just hold it there and then when your body feels like it wants to go the opposite direction, start moving the opposite direction. Getting some blood flowing. Relax our jaw a little bit. Right, notice if we're tightening up in any other places. And then when you feel like you've had about enough, come back to the center. And again, just notice. right? That pause and that noticing is really important. And we'll move into our neck. Bring your, again, I'll mirror you, your right ear to your right shoulder. And then drop it down towards your chest. And then over to your left side. And then back down towards your chest. Over to the right side. And then again, at your own pace, you can smooth everything out as much as you want to. And again, if one side feels really nice to just hold, feel free to do that. And then coming back to this idea of gratitude. Noticing what we can be grateful in just this moment of movement, even though it's a small movement. And then when you're ready, when you've evened out both sides, we'll meet over on to the right side for a little isolated hold. So right ear to right shoulder. You'll bring your right hand at the top of your head, or the side of your head, excuse me. And then just, not necessarily pulling it, but just resting your hand so there's a little bit of added weight. And if you want to increase the sensation, you can slowly drop it gently closer to your ear, or you can flex your left hand so you stretch out your side of your neck. Take an inhale. Exhale, release. Bring your chin to your chest. Roll your head over to the other side. And then again, gently placing your hand on the side of your head. Not forcing it, but just adding a little bit of natural weight. And then if you want to increase the sensation, you can flex your right hand. Inhale. Exhale, release. Bring your head back to center. And then finally bring it up. We're going to do a little bit of a mini flow. So I'll turn, actually I'll stay right here for this. So feet come back down underneath our hip bones. Beautiful. Toes face forward. Inhale, reach your hands up towards the sky. Palms face together. As you exhale, you're going to cactus your arms, lift your chest to give yourself just a little bit of a heart opener. Beautiful. Inhale, back to mountain. As you exhale, you're going to bring your prayer towards your heart center. You're going to soften your knees and hinge at the hips, coming all the way into a forward fold. If a forward fold is not accessible, you can always rest onto your hands onto your thighs, or your elbows onto your thighs. Or if you can, come all the way into a forward fold. Relaxing your head, your neck, your shoulders, always keeping your knees soft, right? Because the idea is to just give your lower back a little bit of a break. Maybe you can sway side to side. You can also grab opposite elbows and sway side to side as if you're swinging from branch to branch on a beautiful tree. And then we find a little bit of stillness. Take an inhale. Exhale, release your hands to the ground. As you inhale, we're going to come into a halfway lift. So you can slide your hands up to your shins or place them onto your thighs. And we want to have like a nice flat back. So what we'll do for that is keep our knees nice and soft as we bring our tailbone towards the back wall, and then we roll our shoulders down and back, right? So we can almost balance something on our backs, right? So this is our halfway lift. Nice, you'll look good. Inhale. As you exhale, we'll squat and curl. We'll place our hands onto the ground. Lift your heels and squat your tushies towards your heels. We've got 3 breaths here to just come inward. If you want to challenge yourself, you can always wrap your hands around your shins, or you can just place your hands on the ground to be grounded. On your next inhale, we'll plant our feet and rise up. Reach your hands up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your heart. Inhale, mountain pose, hands reach high. Exhale, forward fold, soften your knees. Come down into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins or your thighs. Beautiful. Exhale, squat and curl. 3 breaths here. We're going to do that one more time. On the breath, on the movement. If my cueing isn't matching your breath, you don't have to do it at my pace. You can do it at your pace. So it's your class, y'all. All right, here we go. Inhale, rise. Hands reach all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, open your heart. Cactus your arms. Inhale, mountain. Hands reach high. Exhale, soften your knees. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, squat and curl. 3 breaths here. Coming back to that idea of gratitude. Bringing in a little bit of peace, a little bit of joy. Inhale and rise. Plant your hands. Arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll take a nice inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, let it fall. Yes, beautiful, y'all. We'll come into our chair pose next. If you have a sensitive lower back, go ahead and separate your feet. Otherwise, you can keep your feet together. As you inhale, you're gonna come sit back into your chair, right? So tushies come back. You can bring your hands up overhead. You can leave them straight forward. You can bring them at heart center. You can bring them at your hips. Lots of options here. But the idea is just to act as if we're sitting into our chair. We'll hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, forward fold. Release any tension at our lower backs. Maybe again, shaking our head, our neck, our shoulders. And then place your left hand underneath your nose. On your next inhale, reach your right hand up towards the sky. And then you can sink into your right hip, bend your left knee. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Place your right hand underneath your nose. Next inhale, reach your left hand up to the sky. Nice, y'all. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up. Hands reach all the way towards the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment, soften your gaze. Just check in with your body. How does it feel now? From the beginning of class to now. Let's take a nice inhale. Open your mouth, let it fall. Beautiful, y'all. Go ahead and blink your eyes open. We'll come into our warrior 2 next. So, wonder wonder if it would be easier if I didn't mirror you for this. So starting with, let's have everyone face this way. No, that's fine. Well, either way, someone's not going to. I'll do my best. I'll be up here. Okay. So starting with your feet nice and wide, you're going to turn your right foot towards the front of the room. Open up your hands, and then sink into your right knee. So back foot is either parallel to the back of the mat or slightly turned in. Right knee is over right ankle. Doesn't matter how deep your bend is. And then you're gazing over your middle finger. And then your knee wants to track over your middle toe. Y'all look good. Perfect. Beautiful. So from here, just make sure I know what I'm doing. Take a nice inhale. On your exhale, we're going to come into extended side angle. So place your elbow on your thigh, and then hand can reach up towards the sky, or it can come over your head if you want to get into a little bit of a side body stretch. Other option is to place your hand on your hip. If our shoulders are a little tight today, sometimes just allowing our body options is really nice. And then on your next inhale, we'll come to what I call peaceful warrior, which is reverse warrior. So you're going to take your right hand, reach it up towards the sky. Your left hand can be on your hip, it can be down your thigh, it can be wrapped around, whatever it is for you that feels nice in your body as you open up the side body. Take an inhale. Exhale back to warrior two. Inhale, star pose. Feet are parallel, arms reach up towards the sky. And then see if we can breathe into all four corners of our lungs, all the spaces, all the crevices, as we press down into the ground and reach nice and high. Take an inhale. As you exhale, horse pose, toes out, heels in. We're going to sink low, hands come into prayer. And then you can feel free to find a little bit of movement if that feels nice, or you can stay still. On your next inhale, star pose. Hands reach back up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. As you inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, soften your knees. We're coming into a forward fold. So soften your knees. Flat back brings you all the way down. And then once you're there, you can place your hands onto the ground, or maybe they stay onto your thigh. You can practice shifting your weight from one foot to the other. You can bend your knees and straighten your knees. You can shift your weight to the front and to the back. So to your toes and to your heels. Whatever it is that helps you feel grounded. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring your hands onto your hips. Inhale, rise up, flat right brings you all the way to standing. And then reach your hands all the way up towards the sky. And then you're just going to take a small step forward. So our toes are facing the front of the room. Beautiful. Take an inhale. As you exhale, we'll come into our pyramid pose. So we're going to dive forward, and then you can plant your hands onto your thigh. You can come down onto the ground. Your front knee can be bent as much as you want it to be, or it can be straightened if you want to get into your hamstring. We're not locking our knee, right? We don't want to get into the joints. We want to make sure that we are into our hamstring. And then wherever you are, relax your head, neck, and shoulders. Nice options, y'all. See if you can let something go here. distraction, our to-do list. Let something go. And just know that you are enough in this space, in this time, exactly how you are. You don't need to change. Inhale, halfway lift. Take an exhale. Inhale, rise up. Beautiful. All right, a little bit of a balance pose here. So I'm going to turn to the side so y'all can see me. So we have one foot in front of the other. Clasp your arms behind you. And all you're going to do is shift your weight onto your front foot. And if this is enough of a challenge, we stay here. If we want a little bit more, continue to maybe gently lift the back leg, slowly going towards our warrior 3. But we can come out of that at any point in time. Just know that. Let's see if we can hold it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring your foot back down to the ground. Nice job, and shake it out. Again, whether we did it or we didn't do it, doesn't matter. We're here and we're breathing. All right, second side. We'll flip around towards the other side wall. Separate your feet and then turn your left foot towards the front wall. Sink into your knee, and then if your knee is going up in front of your toes, widen your stance. So take a few steps back with your back foot and then open up. Yeah, good adjustment. Perfect. Yes. Beautiful. We're gazing over our middle finger. Nice, strong warriors, y'all. Breathing. And see if you can roll your shoulders down and back so we're not tensing up. So we're sinking down into the pose. We're relaxing into the pose. Take an inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Elbow to thigh, and then either hand on your hip, hands straight up towards the sky, or maybe up overhead if we want to open up our side body. And then we just breathe, right? And anytime we find some space, we come back to our intention. Come back to that gratitude. And sometimes it is hard to feel thankful for things. But sometimes if we just practice being thankful for the small things, we start to feel gratitude for the larger things. On your next inhale, peaceful warrior, we reach our left hand up towards the sky. Right hand either side, down our thigh, on our hip, maybe wrapped around, as we keep our knee bent, breathing into the side space. And then coming back to those nice long inhales and nice long exhales. Beautiful, y'all. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, star pose. Parallel your feet, reach your hands up towards the sky. Hold here and breathe. And then check back in with your body. How does this side feel? What's going on here? Can we lift our toes and place them back onto the ground, right, for that rootedness? Can we reach our fingers a little bit high? Nice, y'all. Inhale. Exhale, horse pose, toes out, heels in. We sink low. And again, feel free to find some movement, or maybe you want to find some stillness. Whatever it is that your body is calling for. eventually we all find some stillness. Inhale to start. Reach your hands up high. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your chest. As you exhale, soften your knees. Flat back brings you all the way to your forward fold. And when you get there, you can place your hands onto your calves, your ankles, the ground. You can place your elbows onto your thighs. Right? This is a little bit of an inversion, right? So our hips are over our head, turns our ability to see from a different perspective, right? Maybe almost bringing like a childlike wonder. When we used to hang upside down, maybe from the monkey bars. I don't know if anyone else used to do that but me. Having some playfulness is really good. Because it brings us back to that childlike wonder and that curiosity, right? That non-judgmental curiosity. Take an inhale. Exhale, release your hands down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to hips, soften your knees. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then bring your hands up overhead and turn towards the front of the room. You can shorten your stance. Heels are grounded. Inhale. Exhale, coming into our pyramid pose. We come into a forward fold. And again, hand can be on our thigh or maybe down onto the ground. If we're doing this at home, maybe a stack of books or a chair can help. Left knee can be bent or straight as long as we're not locking our knee. And then releasing something here. Inhale, halfway lift. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, press down to rise up. And then place your hands behind your back. Maybe this time opposite thumb on front, right? That awkward thumb. Roll your shoulders down and back, shifting your weight onto your front foot. And again, maybe this is where we stay. Or maybe we just practice slowly lifting our back foot. Or maybe we lean forward into our warrior three. But our sides are different, so we don't have to do the same thing. We'll hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower your foot back down to the ground, and then shake it out. All right, shake it out. Those balancing poses could be like so empowering, but they can be so frustrating at the same time. So let it go. It doesn't matter, right? It's not about the pose. It's about what we're learning about ourselves, how we're connecting with ourselves. Okay, so let's do this. Let's slowly come back down to the ground. We're going to do a heart opener pose. I'm going to do camel. I cannot read my handwriting here. We're going to do a couple of heart openers, or some people call them back bends. I like to call them heart openers. It's more like, oh, I'm opening my heart. So for camel, knees are about hips distance apart. Hands are in your back pocket. So shoulders roll down and back. And as you inhale, you're going to lift your heart and your chest, and you're just going to gaze at the sky. Sometimes this is enough, right? Sometimes this is all we need to open up our hearts. If we want a little bit more, you can continue looking at the sky and slowly following it behind you, right? As you leave
your hips forward. And sometimes that's enough. Or if you want to come into the full camel, you can reach back onto your heels and gaze up at the sky. But again, we're not forcing it. And we hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale and rise. Exhale, sit onto your heels. Place your hands on your thighs for grounding. And just soften or close your eyes and just be here for a moment. Those heart openers, the camel poses, they can bring up some emotion, they can be uncomfortable, and just notice what does discomfort feel like, and welcome it, and let it, just know that it's okay that it's there. We're not judging it, we're not trying to push it away, we're just noticing, right? Take a nice inhale. Open your mouth, let it go. Beautiful, y'all. Come onto your tabletop position. So that's shoulders on top of hips. I like shoulders on top of wrists, fists parallel to the top of the mat. If this is too much for your knees, you can either fold your mat in half and have a little bit of extra cushion, or if you want to take cat-cow from a seated position, right, we can take it from a seated position. It's totally up to you. So our cat-cow, on your inhale, we're going to drop our belly, hug our shoulder blades together, look up. For our cat pose, we're going to dome our back, tuck our chin to our chest, and separate our shoulder blades. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. One more time. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Beautiful. Inhale back to neutral. We'll do a small little balancing pose here. So tuck your right toes under. Slide your foot behind you so toes are grounded. Option to stay here if this is enough. If you want a little bit more, you can slide your left hand forward and just tense your arms, or these are your fingers, not your arms. Tense your fingers and just notice the challenge here. You can always lift one foot in one hand, but I sometimes just like to just hold this and just see what that feels like. Because sometimes this is enough, right? Take an inhale. Exhale, come back to neutral. And then we'll do the other side. Tuck your left toes under. Slide your left toes behind you. And then again, option to stay here, or option to take your right hand, slide it in front of you, tent your fingertips. Or maybe you lift right hand, left leg. Again, just noticing the balance, the shifts. Inhale. Exhale, come back to tabletop. We'll come to thread the needle next. So on your inhale, you reach your right hand up towards the sky. On your exhale, you're going to take your right hand, slide it in between your knee and your wrist, and then slowly lower your shoulder down to the ground. We're opening up the backside. Nice, y'all. Nice. So good. We'll hold here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, reach your right hand up high. Exhale, place your hand down to the ground, left side. Inhale, reach your left hand up high. Exhale, thread the needle. See if you can release into the floor. And hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, reach your left hand up high. Exhale, come back down to the ground. Go ahead and shift your weight to the side. Swing your legs out in front of you. And then slowly lower yourself all the way to the ground if that feels okay for you. If you ever, just so you know, if you ever like want to take any of these postures in the chair, we can do that. We can modify and adjust. So just so you know, maybe we can add some chairs next week, or not next week, next month. And we can have some options. Go ahead and lower yourself down to the ground. Feet flat on the floor, knees up towards the sky, and we'll come into our bridge pose. So as you inhale, lift your hips up towards the sky by pressing down into the ground with your feet. Inhale. Exhale, lower 1 vertebrae at a time. And then windshield wipe through your knees back and forth. We'll take bridge 1 more time. Coming back to that neutral position, hands come by your hips. Inhale to bridge, lift your hips high by pressing down into the ground with your heels. See if you can engage your glutes, your hamstrings, your inner thighs, outer thighs. Take an inhale, see if you can lift a little bit higher. Exhale, lower 1 vertebrae at a time. Toe heel your feet to the outer edges of the mat and then let your knees fall in. Place your hand somewhere, maybe on your thighs or on your tummy. Just take a moment to notice, again, what's going on inside the body. Take a nice inhale. Open your mouth, let it go. And then as you inhale, bring your right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg down to the ground or keep it bent, whatever feels good for you, honestly. And then see if you can move your leg in a circle. So like you're stirring a pot with your foot. Yeah, and then when you're ready to switch the sides, the rotation, go ahead and move it in the other direction. And then we find a little bit of stillness. And then take an inhale. As you exhale, move your knee across your body for a supine twist. So it's going to come over to the left side. Your right arm is going to come into a cactus or maybe a low V. You can gaze over your right shoulder and see if you can release something here. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. Take an inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Switch out your legs, bring your left knee in, and then come into some circles, stirring the pot with our foot. And then when you're ready, circle it out the other way. And then we find a little bit of stillness. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, supine twist over to the other side. Bring your knee across your body. Cactus your arm or bring it down into a low V. Maybe you gaze over your left shoulder. See if you can just relax into this pose. So if something's tight, see if you can send some air there and actively release. Take an inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, bring both knees into your chest. Hug them nice and tight. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, release everything down to the ground. We'll just take a moment to do a short body scan, so feel free to relax. You can keep your eyes open, or maybe you close them. That's totally up to you. Well, we're just going to do a short little body scan here. So if you can relax your shoulders, feel them melting into the mat. Relax your arms, your legs, space between your eyebrows. Relax your eyelids, your jaw. And then send awareness down to your toes. Notice your toes. Notice the air. Does it feel warm? Does it feel cold? Notice any textures. Maybe you feel the texture against your socks. Maybe you don't feel texture. Maybe you feel the texture underneath your mat. Notice the bottom of your feet, your arches, your heels, tops of your feet. Notice your legs. Notice how they are supported by the earth. Notice your hips as they relax. Notice your belly as it rises and falls with each breath. Notice your heart space. Where your heart is beating. Notice your shoulders as they melt into the earth. Notice your arms just relaxing by your side. Notice your head being cradled by the mat. Notice your jaw releasing from any tension. Notice your whole body. Notice how it feels in this space. Begin to deepen your breath. Back into your fingers and your toes, maybe bringing some movement, maybe tapping your thumb to each finger, maybe rocking your head from side to side. We're stretching our arms up overhead, like you're just waking up from a refreshing sleep. And then when you're ready, find your way up into a comfortable sitting position. Slowly making that transition, maybe rolling over onto the side and pressing yourself up. And then let's place one hand on our heart and then the other hand on top of it. And then let's just take a moment of gratitude for our bodies, for being here, for being able to move, to breathe, for creating this space to connect with the mind, the breath, the body. For giving ourselves permission to take up space, giving ourselves permission to make space for others. Take a moment of gratitude for each other, for the energy that we brought today, for the community that we have, for the space that we have to practice in. And then we will close our practice with one last cleansing breath. Inhale gratitude. And as you exhale, let something go. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself, for showing up for each other today. If you have any questions about any of our practice, let me know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. If you'd like to learn more about the other programs that we have here at the Collegiate Recovery Community, I'll be happy to talk with you after the group. Or Sylvia will be happy to talk with you. She's a pro. Bye guys.
Thank you.